Hello there survivors and welcome back to another video in ARK Survival Ascended. Today I've built this little space outpost on Ragnarok using the new Astral custom cosmetic. It's a premium custom cosmetic, but it is definitely a very cool one if you want to give a little bit of a space theme to your builds. And yeah, I designed this small little outpost, perfect if you just need a nice base that is big enough for you to have a nice respawn point, a little bit of storage in there, but you don't need a full-on breeding facility. Whether that's because this is your early game base or that's just an outpost if you're playing on a cluster and you don't need a big base on every map, yeah, kind of has enough room for the essentials inside. But this is actually going to be part of a modular space base that I'm working on. So I will be having a second part to this video at some point where there's an entire connected base with like the different needs you might have, like a dino pen, like a bigger storage and crafting facility, like a little helipad, greenhouse, tribe tower, you name it. Basically, I'm gonna turn this one into a modular base, having multiples of them connected. But if you just want to get started with something small or you don't need all that extra space, it is a quite nice little cozy base by itself. And with the Astral cosmetic, it's really a cool looking space outpost in my opinion. So yeah, if you enjoy what you're seeing, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course feel free to leave suggestions for future builds you'd like to see down in the comments below. So we are in Ragnarok for this one, and I actually built it right over here on the map for this one. It's actually on my community cluster, so you could visit this if you wanted to, and it's because I'm going to be rebuilding the big cave underneath this location, which probably will be a stream, might already have been, might be soon. Check the channel just to be sure. But yeah, I need something to kind of indicate that there is going to be a base below, so I decided to build this small little outpost right out in front. Yeah, and as you can see, it's a nice size. Like, it's not too big, but it's big enough to house your essential needs. And I really like the very clean and modern spacey look of these Astral skins. I did do some painting, so these blue ones is the painted white version, and then there's a lot of options. We have these glass textures on the windows, which are quite nice. We have the black texture here on some of these foundations, which also looks very, very cool in my opinion. And then of course we have a lot of these decoration for the utilities. This is actually the transmitter scaled up a little bit with a very cool skin, and then this is a water tank which also looks very cool. And then even the smaller pieces you can see do work. Unfortunately, I don't think there was a skin for the turrets yet, but yeah, other than that, there's actually a really cool variety of skins here. You can see the teleport here looking different, and even the cellar door or the hangar door here that looks very cool with this cool texture. So this is for the tech skins, of course, so that they have the cool open mechanism. But yeah, it's really cool skin, and I think look wise just already yeah, definitely has some awesome space vibes to it. So whether you want to build a space base already, or maybe in preparation for Genesis once we go into space, yeah, this is going to be a really cool one to use in my opinion. So let's head over on the inside. So here you can already see that I've combined the white and the black textures. There's actually a bunch of different skins in this cosmetic, and you can see the closer we get to the gate, it will actually kind of fade out, but of course you will still hear the tech animation once you go through it. But I kind of like how it fades in and out when you get closer. Then on the inside we have a bunch of skins. This is just a wall but with a deco skin for the utilities on it, which gives you these really cool screens, which definitely help with the space vibe of your base. And you'll see the entirety of the base feels very space-like. So we'll just go around and see what all the structures are. We have a little aircon right over here, definitely looking very cool. We have my little bedroom over here with my little Cosmo in it. This is a dino terminal, so that's a mod. But then this is the cryo fridge. It looks very cool. There wasn't a skin, or maybe I didn't apply it, but I don't think there was a skin for the sleeping tech pod yet. We have a bunch of other skins. We have the vaults. They actually have 2 variants, so you can have them in white, but you can also of course have them in the black variant. Basically almost most utilities, or at least if they have variants, will be in a white and a black version, which is quite cool to mix and match, of course. Then this is the grinder skin. It's really cool. Looks like some proper space machinery. It's so cool that I actually used it in this twice, just as a little bit of decor. You can see that above the windows I have this little ledge, and I use that to place a bunch of dedicated storage on there. I haven't really brought over a lot of stuff yet, just some resources to fill up my turrets to keep me safe here. This is actually the smithy skin, which is a really cool one. Then this is the fabricator, again, very cool and definitely looks like some proper space machinery. We have the cooking pots here, the industrial cooker, of course. We have the fridge here with the black skin. I think there's 2 variants. Yeah, there we go. There's the other fridge variant. We have the industrial grill right in the middle there. And then on the other side here, we have the tech generator, which definitely has a very cool skin. And actually, a bigger version of this is for the tech replicator, but I don't have that in this little base, of course. We have a nice little table over here to hang out with, nice chairs, and the map to just see the world. This is the cam bench, again, a really cool skin. Then we have the white version of the smithy over here, and that kind of sums up all the interiors or all the utilities that I've placed in this part of the base, of course, because I mean it is a small base, but as you can see, especially utilizing the dedicated storage around, which may be not the most realistic thing for an early game base, but at least for later game it's quite a convenient way to get a bunch of your storage up. But early game you could have a bunch of storage lined up along these sides for sure. You'll have less big crafting stations early on, of course, so that will save you some space. So as an outpost, I do think it is quite useful. We have these beautiful windows to enjoy the views. We do have a little bit of glass in the roof as well to get some light in, and even here in the middle there's actually windows above so that we get some light inside, which always helps making it look a little bit more, well, clear inside, and you won't need as many lights to actually see around your base. But yeah, I don't know what it is about this style, but when I saw these skins I was quite motivated to get this going and start building this. As I said, I am working on a much bigger modular base design which will have everything you need, and I'm also working on a breeding pen hangar in the same style. So I've got quite a few builds coming in this style. Don't worry if you don't have this cosmetic. Of course there's ways to do this with different cosmetics, with free cosmetics if you wanted to. Even just with the normal tech it still looks pretty cool, or metal probably. You could also definitely make something like this work, especially if you paint one of the layers. Oh, I've missed the foundation over here. If you paint one of the foundations, this is baby blue, by the way, especially on these white skins, that looks very clean. And on top here as well, I kind of just liked bringing that blue accent into the build a little bit, and yeah, just gives it a little bit more personality, I think. But of course you could change that color out quite easily to whatever color you like as well. And yeah, I think that's quite a cool little addition. If you're wondering, by the way, about this Ryanatha that you're just seeing right here, it's a shiny, it's a holographic shiny, which is very cool. It's also pygmy, so it's actually more my size, because otherwise Ryanatha's are way too big. So yeah, it's nothing to do with the skin. It's not a skin, although that would definitely be a very cool skin. I just thought it would fit this kind of vibe quite well, so that's why I've got it here. But yeah, that's my new little space base outpost. As I said, there will be a bigger modular version of this coming, and the tutorial for this will be coming soon as well. So definitely more space related builds coming very soon. And then yeah, as I said, the reason I built this on my community cluster is because below this is where I'm going to be working on a bigger base. One of my, well, probably my proper main base, with like breeding facilities in here, plenty of space, a big bunker, modern bunker, tech bunker here for all my creatures and all my needs. We built here on the Jurassic event, and I liked it so much that I really wanted to go back here and build a base in here. So we're gonna work on that bunker base. The first stream might have already happened by the time you see this video. I'm not quite sure. We'll have my water breeding pen down there, and yeah, I'm very excited to get that started and get that worked on, because I can definitely use the space. I want to be a little bit more careful with the creatures that I collect, because nowadays I kind of lose a lot of my things that I've tamed on previous maps. So I want to have a good setup where we can have our best creatures nicely stored and do maybe even some breeding and getting some colors on some good stat creatures, you know, the whole thing. And I think this bunker is going to be one of the locations very nicely suited for that. So yeah, that's why we have this one first. But also, I just really like this small outpost, and knowing me, I might build that giant bunker, or well, the big cave. I might build that all up and have all my breeding down there, and then I'll probably still just come back to this little build and log out in there, because I quite like having a small base. I function better in a small tiny base like this. So maybe that will happen. But yeah, I do really like the design. I do really like the Astral skins and the cosmetics. If you're still here, quick hint, definitely do join my Discord, because I will be giving away some codes for this cosmetic pretty soon. So if you're watching this right when the video is uploaded, head over to my Discord. It's linked below. And yeah, soon I'll be giving away some free codes for this awesome cosmetic. So yeah, you could get it for free if you're quick. And if you're watching this later, unfortunately, probably the codes are gone. But yeah, definitely still a very cool one to consider if you like this kind of vibe. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, feel free to leave suggestions for future builds you'd like to see down in the comments below. For now, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.